Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So I am quickly going to film this video. It is going to be a chit chat, get ready with me. Going to be talking about a lot of different topics. I did post on my Instagram if you guys wanted me to do a more of a chit chat get ready with me while I use the products of Anastasia Beverly Hills, which is the Amrezy palette, which I know came out months ago, but I got it for my birthday. And of course their new Lash Mascara Volumizer. So we're going to be doing that as I get ready and I talk to you guys about most of you want to know my pregnancy symptoms, because if you guys don't know, I am pregnant currently. I just turned 11 weeks and we posted the announcement, and my husband is outside as I record this. Sorry about that, but he just came back from work. As I was saying, I am going to be talking about my pregnancy system because, like I said, I just announced a couple of days ago that I am pregnant, and I will be linking up the video right up in the iCards if you guys would like to see the announcement. But yes, we're going to be talking about that. We are also inevitably are going to be talking about COVID-19 or coronavirus, what is going around here and other parts of the world. I do have a couple of friends who live, overseas and who live somewhere else, like in the States. And we just, started talking about everything that's going on. So we'll dive a little bit into that, but not too much because I do not want to dwell on that. It's already hectic as it is and very chaotic. I do want to keep this video very light and upbeat so that it is a form of distraction for you guys. Of course, they've also asked, how are we dealing or transitioning or feeling about being in our first duty station? And I think the last one is how to learn to do makeup. So we are going to dive into all of those topics right now. So the first topic we're going to dive into, we're going to start with my pregnancy symptoms. They've been a little bit different, not a lot different from when I was pregnant with Riley, but this time I knew I was definitely pregnant because I had the same symptoms in regards to late period, obviously, number one. I also had sore nipples. They were really sensitive. I know TMI, but like, this is pregnancy, guys. It's always going to be TMI, and it's going to be raw and real, and I'm just going to be honest about it. They were always really pointy, like when you get really cold. So I always knew, like, okay, this is exactly the same as with Riley, so I'm definitely pregnant. And as soon as I confirmed my pregnancy, about 5 or 6 weeks, I started throwing up, being nauseous all the time. I couldn't stand the smell. I still can't stand the smell of bacon and salmon cooking. Things that I used to eat and love beforehand, I cannot look at it anymore. It's like repulsive to me now. Like chicken, I used to love eating chicken, and now the texture of it grosses me out. Cannot have it. Anything will just gross me out. Like last night, I almost choked on a piece of string cheese. I gagged and almost threw up. It was disgusting. My girl had to finish the second half of that string cheese because I could not finish it. It was horrible. So we're going to be using the Amrezy palette. I am so happy I got this for my birthday because I really wanted it. I did try out the color Leah, which I posted on my Instagram, but I felt like today I should try out Cami Carter's look. She posted the video, I think, a couple of days ago where she did a whole brown look. So we're going to do that with this palette today, and I'm so excited. I have dipped into it, like I said, but it is a beautiful palette, you guys. Like, come on. My only gripe with it is that I don't like the glittery texture of the palette. It's very kind of like sandpaper. If I would have to compare it to something, I would much rather it have been something more soft, like the Modern Renaissance palette. I know that gets a lot of flack because it's a velvet material and it does get really dirty, but I'd rather much have that than this. I don't know, it just feels very rough on your hands. But other than that, I love the palette, as you guys can tell. But anyways, I've been vomiting. I've lost a couple of pounds because of it, because I just cannot stand the smell of anything, and I'm super nauseous, I'm thrown up. I did get medications for it, and it has helped. I have noticed that when I do take the Ultrasound at night, it is actually very helpful, which I'm gonna go into it more in the 2 videos I have coming up, because I did pre-film before this video about my first prenatal orientation appointment and then the first ultrasound. So stay on the lookout for those 2 videos. But like I said, that's like the major difference between this pregnancy and with Riley. With her, the entire pregnancy, I only threw up twice. Once while I was at, what was it, Buffalo Wild Wings, babe? You were at a restaurant, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I went and threw up. I think it was Buffalo Wild Wings. He was watching a game, and I just like kept pushing for him to move because I just felt it coming out. It was disgusting. And he had no idea, so he was gonna be like, what's going on? And then he sees me with my face covered and I'm about to throw up, so I ran into the bathroom and got there in time. So that was the first time I threw up with her. And then the second time, I had just finished eating breakfast at home, and I just sat and I just felt it coming. Went to the bathroom and threw up. Horrible, horrible. The other 2 times, I don't even count those because those were during labor, so that's like way at the end. So the second topic is how I learned to do makeup. Well, it's not like, I don't even consider myself like very good at doing my makeup. It's very basic, as you guys will see or have seen in a couple of my videos. But I really don't do anything crazy with my looks. It's pretty basic, like I said. I started doing makeup, I believe, right after high school. I never wore makeup in high school. If anything, I wore eyeliner, and it was horrible. I don't even, like, I look back at high school pictures and I'm like, what was I thinking? It's horrible. But yeah, I never wore makeup up until I was in community college, and then after that, that's when I really started getting into makeup. So I just watched YouTube videos and learned from them. I used to watch Dulce Candy. I still do from, you know, time to time. I used to watch Jaclyn Hill, but you know where that went right now. So not that her makeup skills are subpar, because I still think that her makeup skills are great. It's just that I can't support a person who's very shady, or a company that's very shady. So there's that. So I used to watch her. Who else did I used to watch back in the day? I think her name, she's still on YouTube, is SCC Castaneda. I used to watch her a lot, actually. And who else did I used to watch? I think those were like the main ones. Oh, Michelle Phan. Loved her. Still do. And so I am happy that she's back on YouTube. I don't know if she's back fully like how she used to be 10 years ago, but I am glad that she's back because her skills were phenomenal, you guys. Like when she did that Lady Gaga video, yeah, that was great in my opinion. Or when she used to do a lot of her I think they were like the festival looks. Loved it. So used to watch her. Now I watch who do I watch for makeup? Jackie Aina. Even though I'm not of a darker skin complexion, I don't know, I just like watching her, how she does her makeup. I think she's pretty cool. Sometimes I will watch, who is it? Crap, I just had her name, but I do watch Raw Beauty Christie. Sorry, why was I saying that weird? I do watch her a lot. I loved her Huda Beauty video that she did, where she just did her makeup as Huda Beauty, and it was the most hilarious thing in the world, where she was just like, the sheer volume of powder that I have to put on top of my face is ridiculous. The sheer volume. I was laughing so hard because her facial expression and saying that, I'm just like, oh my god, yes, I feel you on that. Because Huda Beauty in her video was saying, oh, if you feel like you're getting cakey, put more powder on. But that doesn't make any sense. If you're feeling cakey, you don't want to put more powder on your face because you look more cakey. But I digress. I love watching her. I watch Allie Dawson. Love watching her. If you guys don't know who she is, I've talked about her on my channel before. Love her videos. Love her videos. Go check her out. I watch her. I do watch Jeffree Star. I don't watch James Charles. I can never get into his videos whatsoever. So, I don't know. Never liked his makeup style. So I just never got into it. Who else? But yeah, like I used to watch, like I said, a lot of YouTube videos. And I learned from them. And also trial and error. I just did my makeup, and if it looked funky, I was like, okay, whatever. Then half the time I wouldn't even go out in that makeup look if it looked horrible, or I would just wipe it off and do it all over again. And that also helped out a lot. And then, like I mentioned earlier, my friend Amanda, who is a professional makeup artist, I asked her, like, girl, how do you do this? How do you do a cut crease? How do you do that? And she just gives me all her tips and tricks, and I just, like I said, put it into practice. Not that it comes out looking like she would do it, but, you know, I'm learning. And not to say that I am a horrible person that does makeup, but, you know, I'm pretty okay, I think. And if I'm not mentioning the shades, I am so sorry. There's only going to be 3 shades that I'm going to be using, and that is OG and New Yorker. And then the other one that I'm going to be using all over my lid is going to be Yugo. So just for reference, if you guys want to know how I am applying these shades. Okay, you want to dive into the next topic with me, babe? No. All right, it's talking about, or asking us, how we've adjusted or are adjusting to living in Georgia. From my perspective, I mean, it's quieter. I mean, we're from New York. Anything outside of New York is quiet, period. But I think we've adjusted pretty well. It's just that we're used to doing a lot of things on the weekend, or having events happening all the time, and them being so close to each other or nearby, that here, if you want to do anything, you either have to go to Jacksonville, Orlando, Tampa, Atlanta, or Savannah. And they're all about an hour drive to what, like 5 hours? Give or take? So, with a toddler, an hour drive is doable. Even 3 hours, because she'll probably sleep maybe an hour and a half for that. But anything more than an hour and a half or 3 hours, good luck. Good luck, because it's not happening. We drove down from New York to Georgia, and it was hell. It was hell. She was crying. She wanted out of her car seat. She hated the thing. And it got to a point where I'm just like, we need to stop, because she's crying. I'm getting agitated. It's not working. So, yeah. So anything fun is just super far, and you know, you don't want to drive an hour out or an hour and a half or 3 hours to do something every weekend. So that's the only thing. No, not the only thing. My other gripe is that Target is an hour away. That's my other gripe. I'm so used to having 3 or 4 Targets near me that having the 3 nearest Targets be an hour away each is ridiculous for me. But other than that, like I've said, I think we've adjusted pretty well, considering since we don't have any family members around here. My nearest ones are maybe about 5 hours away in North Carolina, and then I have a few in Florida. But other than that, immediate family members, we are by ourselves here. The 4th topic, and it's actually the last topic, and I left it for last for a reason, because I knew it was going to be the longest one that I would discuss, and that is being pregnant with COVID-19, aka coronavirus. Well, from here in Georgia, Fort Stewart, it's very weird. And I mean this, let me explain how. It's weird because I see two dichotomies, in the sense that when I go out, I don't feel all of that chaos and that hectic negative energy. Like, I feel like everybody's going about their day-to-day knowing that this is out there. But then I go to the supermarkets and it is a hot mess. Everybody's buying all the toilet paper. I don't know why. Sorry. I don't know why you need to buy toilet paper. It is a respiratory disease. And last time I checked, respiratory is your lungs, at your butt. When people are buying toilet paper, they are buying all the water that they can, you know, find. Even though they have a Brita or a water filter, they are buying all the food known to man, all the baby formulas, and it just irks me, you guys. It really does, because I don't know, instead of being a time of helping one another, I feel like people's selfishness and fears are overtaking and just making everything chaotic, as opposed to how people are dealing with it in Italy or in Spain or in Portugal. I have friends that are both in Italy and in Portugal, and it is completely different how the people are reacting over there. Yes, Italy has a very, 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 very horrible case of like people dying, multiple deaths. I think like the last, I think it was what, maybe 2 days ago or a day ago, about 475 people died in one day. That's horrible. And the military were the ones taking all of these bodies. And most of my information is coming from my friend Ariana, whose husband and her family, they're stationed over there in Italy. So we're seeing from, I'm seeing from her things that are going on there. And they had, I think it was like last week, where the whole nation's on lockdown, quarantine for like days now. Supposedly they were going to be, it was going to be up until I think the 1st, but now they're thinking they might extend it even past that. But last week, a lot of Italians went outside of their balconies at a certain hour and they started playing music. And that was just seeing all of that solidarity and that love and that camaraderie was amazing. People were going out there. I even reposted a few that I found. One from the city of Palermo, where it turned into a nightclub in people's balconies. There was a couple that I saw, an elderly couple, that were dancing to an old love ballad, and that was just heartwarming to see. You know, just them going out in their balconies and participating in this. A lot of people were just playing music. I believe Spain also did the same, where they played music and from their balconies, and just, you know, to lighten everybody's mood, and, you know, I don't know how to explain it, but like I said, just to lighten everybody's mood and just make everybody feel distracted and more at ease and less panic, and you know, not have so much anxiety over things. Here, on the other hand, people are panic buying. There's tons of videos here on YouTube where people are just showing you how to prep, and they're showing videos on how to prep for a quarantine when they're not qualified. That's what I'm going with, that they're not qualified to do so. I've even seen some people in my niche, YouTube moms. I put it on my own IG stories of how that was frustrating for me, seeing how this particular YouTube mom was suggesting, if you can't find any disinfecting wipes, buy baby wipes instead. Yeah, that's stupid, because babies cannot wipe their asses with anything else but baby wipes. Maybe, you know, if you're in a pinch, you'll get a paper towel and wet it and wipe the baby's butt. But then you have babies who have certain allergies or their skin is very sensitive. Then what? You know, you're just taking away a product that is designed for a specific need, for a specific person, and using it for yourself because you couldn't find Lysol Clorox wipes. Yeah, that's stupid. People buying a crap ton of formula when there's a bunch of people who can't panic buy because they are unable to, they can't afford it, or they're on WIC, or they're, you know, like I said, can't afford to just buy a crap ton of food and quarantine and hoard all of this stuff for X amount of time. I'll put myself for example. I bought Riley, well actually, the Walmart grocery haul. I think I showed you guys in there that I bought a can of formula for her. I'm not too sure. But that week I did buy her a can of formula. I went this week and I could not find any for her. I had to go to 2 different Walmarts just to get 2 cans of the medium size that were the lactose-free kind, and then 3 of the smaller cans of the regular formula. Both at different Walmarts because people were buying it left and right, not leaving anything for anyone. And like I've said on my IG stories, it is a time to be compassionate and think of others because yes, it doesn't affect us as young people, but we are carriers and we can carry that virus to our elderly, to our immunocompromised neighbors, to anybody who is more susceptible to this virus than we are. So that's another thing that gets to me, is that the fact that there are some young people too who think very light of the situation, where they're going down to Florida for spring break and having the best time of their lives, going on the beach, not practicing social distancing or quarantining themselves, or, you know, going to bars and saying, hey, you know, this is not gonna mess up my spring break. Because I actually got said video from my friend in Portugal. She's like, are you guys really doing this? And I'm like, stupid people are, but not me. And I was just in shock what said video the people were saying in that video, because I could not fathom being that selfish, that self-centered, and not care about other people around me and what's going to happen. Because eventually, if you don't care and you're doing what they're doing, we might end up like Italy, where it's a national lockdown, quarantine in your house. Then what? It's just so stupid. So stupid. And in regards to, like, you know, being pregnant during this time, I did have my ultrasound appointment last week, which, like I said earlier in my video, I did record that video last week. And the midwife and the nurse there were giving me, you know, a guideline and some tips and tricks, not tricks, but just like advice on what I should do, you know, just to avoid getting sick. Because even if this virus wasn't going around, when you're pregnant, you try to avoid getting sick as much as possible, because you can't take certain medications at all. So, you know, it's just taking the same precautions as if like anything else. So for me, she said, wash your hands. That should actually be a thing regardless if there is no pandemic, epidemic. Wash your hands. Stop being nasty, y'all, because that's how we got where we got right now. So wash your hands with some soap and water. What else did she say? Drink a lot of fluids, which I am right here. try to drink at least a gallon. I used to do that back in New York, where I used to drink 3 of these and it would be a gallon. Nowadays, you guys, I can barely get through one, but I try to drink my water. She said drink a lot of fluids. Keep taking my prenatals. Practice social distancing. Quarantine yourselves. What else? She also mentioned like taking vitamin C, and I was watching, what is her, Bridget Tyler, I think that's her name, but I will put it in the video for you guys. I was watching her video right now on like COVID-19 and pregnancy, and she mentioned just the same thing as well as my midwife. Wash your hands, practice social distancing, find things that can boost up your immune system like vitamin C, take your prenatals, and you know, just take as much precautions as you can. And what I did like, and it was to my surprise, when I went yesterday to get my flu shot, a refill on my prenatals, and to get my medical records, was that when I went into the hospital on base, because that's where I go see my OB and get all of my primary care, before they even allow you to get in, there were 2 people there with a table wearing masks, wearing gloves. They stopped you, they asked for your information, like your spouse's social security number, your name, your date of birth, ID, and of course they asked if you've been out of the country, if you've been presenting or manifesting any symptoms that would fall under the coronavirus. And they also take your temperature. They also took Riley's temperature, and in between taking mine and hers, they obviously sanitized the thermometer. So I like that, because that is being proactive in preventing from getting this virus into the hospital. So I really like that, and I commend, you know, the hospital for doing that. And lastly, we're going to be using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Lash Brag Volumizing Mascara. I got their mini size one because it was, you know, not as expensive as the big one. I think it was like $13. I don't know how much the big full-size one costs. My daughter already got to the little packaging. It's just busted. But this is what the mascara looks like. A lot of people have been saying this looks like the Fenty, one of like Fenty's products. And I could see that. Actually, do I have the eyeliner? I have the eyeliner right in here. So, I mean, it's not similar component or anything, but you can kind of see the gist that it's kind of similar. Hold on. Hopefully. I don't know. But I think it's more so the color. But anyways, I actually like it. It's better than the, what is it? Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. I really wanted to get away from that one, you know, because Too Faced is very problematic. But I don't have an eyelash curler. But when I used it yesterday, it did lift my eyelashes up, which was a very good thing. I actually took before and after pictures of my eyelashes so that you guys could see, hopefully, how this eyelash works. Well, how this mascara works. So this is the final makeup look, you guys. I actually think that it came out pretty similar to Cami Carter's look. She actually only used one shade, which was the dark chocolate brown. And she did mention in her video that you can just use any shade of brown, which is very true, as I did, because I did not have the palette she was using. I was using the Amrezy palette, of course. I love the Amrezy palette. It is very versatile. Like I said, I've done the blue eyeshadow look, which I posted on my IG stories. And now this brown look, which I am totally in love with. Hi, Mommy. How you doing? And the mascara, I really can't say enough about it. It is really good. I love how it gets all of my eyelashes, doesn't leave especially the most inner parts of my eyelashes without any mascara, and it does really lift it up. You guys saw that I didn't even use a eyelash curler, and it looks pretty good to me. But that is it for today's video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. Do not forget to hit the like button, the subscribe button, and of course the notification bell so that you're notified anytime I post a new video. And leave me down a comment down below about anything that is going on, something light. I don't know. What's your favorite color? Or what are you doing during this time? Let me know down in the comment section below. And as always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.